You ever freeze mid-conversation, staring into the void, wondering what the hell to say next? Yeah, we've all been there. That awkward silence that makes your brain short-circuit and your palms sweat like you're being interrogated. But what if I told you that awkward silence doesn't have to exist? That you could literally always have something to say, no matter who you're talking to? Well, buckle up, because once you learn what I'm about to share, you'll never run out of things to say again, ever. Let me tell you a quick story. Back in high school, I was the king of awkward. I'd rehearse whole conversations in my head, and then, when it came time to actually talk to someone, boom, blank. I'd forget everything. One time, I was talking to this girl I really liked, and mid-sentence, I just froze. Total brain shutdown. She looked at me like,
You good?
and I just laughed it off. But inside, I wanted to vanish. Fast forward a few years, and now people tell me I'm one of the easiest people to talk to. So, what changed? I discovered a system. Not a script, not some corny pickup line garbage, but a way of thinking that keeps conversations flowing effortlessly. And today, I'm breaking it all down for you. First, let's get real about why you run out of things to say in the first place. It's not because you're boring. It's not because you're awkward. It's because your brain is focused on the wrong thing. You're too busy thinking, what do I say next? Instead of actually listening. And when you do that, your mind goes blank because it's trying to manufacture something out of thin air. So the first mindset shift. Stop focusing on what to say. Start focusing on what they're saying. Here's what I mean. Imagine conversation like playing catch. If you're always worried about your next throw, you're gonna drop the ball. But if you're focused on catching what the other person tosses, you're naturally ready to throw it back. That's how flow works. So here's step 1. Active listening. When someone talks to you, don't just hear the words. Pay attention to their emotions, their tone, their body language. Ask yourself, what are they really trying to say? What matters to them in this moment? Because that gives you material, endless material, to respond with. And then comes step 2, curiosity mode. Curiosity is your cheat code. If you treat every conversation like a chance to uncover a secret, you'll never be stuck. Ask open-ended questions, not the boring kind like, how was your weekend? But ones that make people light up. Like, what's something you've been thinking about a lot lately? If you could restart this year, what would you do differently? What's the weirdest thing you've ever Googled? People remember conversations that make them feel, and curiosity makes people feel seen. And when someone feels seen, they open up. And when they open up, you get more to talk about. Now, step 3, story hooks. You don't need to be a stand-up comedian or a TED speaker. You just need a few go-to stories that you can drop whenever the vibe calls for. Think of moments in your life that were funny, weird, painful, or surprising. Package those into 30 to 60-second stories with a punch. Why? Because stories are how humans connect. And if you can tell one good story, people will lean in. That's your social glue. And the best part? Stories spark more stories. You tell one, and suddenly the other person's like, wait, something like that happened to me too. Boom. Instant flow. Step 4. The callback technique. This one's criminally underrated. Let's say someone mentioned they hate mornings earlier in the convo. Later on, bring it back like, man, this weather's so depressing, it makes me want to become a morning person. Almost. You just called back something they said, and it creates a thread that makes the conversation feel cohesive, natural, and even a little flirty, if that's what you're going for. Callbacks are powerful because they show you were actually paying attention. And in a world full of people who don't listen, that's rare. That makes you stand out. Step 5. The inner world game. This one's for when you're really stuck. Say you're blanking out. Your brain is empty. What do? You shift the focus inward. Share what you're thinking right now. Like, this is random, but I was just thinking how weird it is that we remember dreams sometimes in fragments. Like, why not the whole thing? Or, I'm trying to come up with something smart to say right now, but my brain is still on vacation. Being honest, playfully honest, makes people drop their guard because it's real. It's relatable. Nobody expects you to be perfect. They just want you to be present. Now, let me give you a bonus move. The contrast technique. People love contrast. Compare two wildly different things and ask for their take. Like, would you rather have unlimited money but no real friends? Or deep friendships but always struggle with money? Or, what's worse, being bored or being stressed? These kinds of questions instantly open the door to meaningful conversations. And they don't feel forced. They feel fun, engaging, deep without being heavy. So let's recap this cheat code real quick. 1. Stop thinking ahead. Start listening. 2. Get curious like a detective. 3. Use short, punchy stories. 4th. Call back earlier topics. 5. Say what's on your mind. 6. Contrast to create depth. Now, here's the thing. You don't need to master all of this overnight. Start small. Try just one of these in your next conversation. Test it. See how people respond. Then stack another one. Before you know it, you'll be that person who always has something to say, and people will gravitate toward you without even knowing why. And hey, if you got value from this, do me a solid. Hit that like button so YouTube knows this video isn't trash. And if you want to level up your social skills even more, subscribe. We drop real, no-fluff content every week. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to connect. Let's make sure you never run out of things to say again. See you in the next one.